Easter eggs. Just about every video game out there has them, from callbacks to previous games in the series, to references to movies and the video game classics. They are all little details that developers add with the intent of getting players to go, hey, I get that reference. Guild Wars 2 is no exception to this, though it's sometimes easy to miss these details. So that's why today I want to cover 7 Easter eggs that you might have missed in Guild Wars 2. Before we get into it though, remember to subscribe and click the bell if you want to get notified of my videos. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on the channel, so let's see if we can get there before the summer. Oh, and follow me on Twitter too. We're almost at the 100 follower milestone there as well. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. When it comes to game development, it's not uncommon for developers to hide things in the game world that are equivalent to their signatures on the things that they create. In the case of Guild Wars 2, one of the more well-known examples of this is the swinging boy. In many maps throughout the game, you can find a small human boy that is swinging on various pieces of terrain in obscure places. This was the signature of a developer named Terza, and I hope I'm saying that right. If you found this character in a map, then you knew that she worked on creating it. If you want to see the locations of every swinging boy, I recommend checking out this video by Rolski. Number 2. In Guild Wars 2's Path of Fire expansion, the Elona region from Guild Wars 1 unlocked for all players to explore in the game. In the original game, Elona became available when the Nightfall expansion released, and, spoilers, towards the end of it, you go into a mission called Abaddon's Gate, where you fight against the ex-god Abaddon. In that mission, if your whole party dances in front of Abaddon, you will all get killed by him. This has been continued in Guild Wars 2, where if you dance in front of any of Abaddon's statues in the game, you get killed, and being an amount won't save you. Number 3. If you're a fan of The Legend of Zelda, you may be familiar with cuckoos, Hyrule's equivalent of chickens that are known to attack the player in swarms if they attack them. In Guild Wars 2, you can find an Easter egg that pertains to them. If you go to the region of Ebonhawk, you will find chickens that go against the standard trend of ambient mobs in the game. They are immune to death, and if you hit them enough, angry chickens will spawn that will attack the player. They don't hurt that much, but they're extremely tanky, and can definitely kill you if you're not careful. So I recommend not going all murder hobo on them just this one time. Just this once. Maybe next time though. Number 4. As a genre, sci-fi continues to be a very popular content type for its fans all over the world. In the 1980s, the Terminator series released in theaters, and at the end of the second Terminator movie, Terminator 2, there was a scene where the T-800 Terminator was melted in a vat of molten steel, giving a thumbs up in the process. In the Sorrow's Embrace dungeon in Guild Wars 2, after progressing through the entire dungeon, you fight a boss called the Iron Forgeman. You fight it by hiding behind walls to avoid its big lava beam attack, and deal damage to it by killing lava elementals and throwing the boulders that they leave behind at the boss. After you defeat it, it references the movie by giving a thumbs up as it sinks into the lava. When I first did the dungeon as a new player so many years ago, seeing that made me laugh quite a bit. Number 5. On June 24th, 1994, Disney released one of the most iconic animated movies in the history of animated media, The Lion King. If you haven't watched it by now, somehow, spoilers I guess? It's a story about how a lion cub named Simba grows up to become a king after the untimely death of his father, and during his journey he meets a meerkat and a warthog that teach him a very important lesson. In the Crystal Oasis zone of the Path of Fire expansion, you can find a friendly meerkat, a lion cub, and a warthog. They go hang out with a bunch of bugs. This is a reference to when in the movie all 3 of them ate a bunch of bugs while singing a song about life. And this Easter egg is one that continues to be pointed out to this day, 4+ years after the expansion's release. Number 6. For many people across the world, April Fool's is not really a holiday, but Guild Wars 2 takes it to another level, adding funny content updates each year during the month of April. The most well-known being the Super Adventure Box. The Super Adventure Box is an entire adventure game inside of Guild Wars 2, where you, the player, pick up a stick and go on a quest to slay an evil lord and rescue a princess. It currently has 2 playable worlds, and many players return to the game in April to enjoy Super Adventure Box. But that was only added to the game in 2013. Before that, in 2011, before the game even released, we actually got another kind of April Fool's update. On that day, ArenaNet released a trailer for the new Commando Class in Guild Wars 2, showcasing footage of modern-looking arena soldiers tackling the world of Tyria with the modern weaponry, including things such as bulletproof vests, flashbangs, modern rifles, and helicopters. In 2018, they added an Easter egg to the game that alluded back to this April Fool's joke. On the Jahai Bluffs map of Living World Season 4, you can occasionally see NPCs exit a portal that are dressed up like the soldiers from the Commando video that talk about being in the wrong place, before quickly disappearing. I did not play Guild Wars 2 until Heart of Florence came out, but I did see the Commando video some years ago. So when I first saw this Easter egg when the Jahai Bluffs patch came out, I thought it was pretty neat. Number 7. For the last Easter egg of the video, let's go back to the first Guild Wars game. In the original Prophecies campaign, you meet a character named Gwen, a little girl that gives you a quest called Gwen's Flute, where you're supposed to help her find her lost flute. She survives into the last expansion of the original game, Eye of the North, where she is a member of the Ascalon Vanguard. In Guild Wars 2, you can find her grave in Ebonhawk, and that is where the Easter egg comes in. As you approach her grave, you can hear this flute tune. Which is a reference to the quest in the original game's first campaign. I didn't play Guild Wars 1 until long after Guild Wars 2 came out, but I imagine that the people that played the first game way back when got hit with a massive wave of nostalgia when they heard this. With that, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed, and if you've made it this far, leave a comment down below telling me about other Easter eggs that you know of in Guild Wars 2. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check me out on social media, and I'll see you in the next one.